Hey, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to do a face-off. We've got two tiny knives here today. They're Junior Stockmans. This one is a German Stockman, and this one is a Chinese Junior Stockman. They're slight difference in the sizes. They're about pretty much about the same size, 2 3/4 inches, and it's going to be a face-off. Yeah. And now we're going to see which one of these cheap knives, by the way, are better. So if you'd like to see that, go ahead and check out the video. Okay, welcome back to the Fortified Castle, where you get the straight scoop, unbiased expert opinion of pretty much anything we talk about. And we're going to be talking about these cheap knives. I've been thinking a lot about cheap knives lately, and I thought what I'd do is take a German cheap knife. But this is a cheap knife made in Germany, and we're going to compare it to a cheap knife made in Japan. And I don't know. The answer may surprise you here. So first off, I want to welcome all my viewers. Say hi. Hi to my foreign guests. Bonjour, privet, guten tag, hola, ciao, and konnichiwa to my foreign friends. And so what you have here is an Elk Ridge knife, a pretty little knife. Both of these are Junior Stockmans. You can see the Elk Ridge there. You can see it's got a brush finished on this. The edge is not cleaned up. It's not really consistent either. You've got a pretty good edge in a part of it, but the rest of it is not really consistent. This is a sharp knife. It'll cut your hair. It is stainless, made in China. Pretty good walk and talk on this. Let's listen to it. Nice. Really snappy going down. Very easy pull. I'd say maybe a 3 on this knife. But remember, these are little pen knives. That's your sheep's foot blade. Again, you can see where the grind kind of dips down here. Not a real perfect grind. Look at that. That's just out of control right there. Of course, that's going to affect the sharpness of your edge when you don't have an even grind on the knife. And so function on this knife, pretty good. Okay. Little light, but like I said, it's a medium Stockman. There are no gaps on this. It looks like it, but that's differential height. When you look through here, there are no gaps. But when you look on the round here, you can see where this was not ground properly. That comes from like the guy starts grinding it right here, and as he goes around, as he goes around, he dips in like that. So he got off on the grind, and that causes that right there. You can see it. So that's a little bobble right there. There are no pins here. This is a glued on resin scales on this thing. It is pinned. The bolsters are pinned. So that's pretty good. It'd be pretty solid other than the glued cover right here. It is brushed, finished throughout, except the bolsters, which are shined up. Now let's look at this little guy. Same, this is a little smaller. Real pretty aggressive jicking here. Okay, so off the get-go, I like the look of this knife better. And you've got a glued shield here. I like that. The pins are not perfect, but you know what? This is a pin scale on here, so that's better. It's better constructed. And so let's open up our main blade right there. You can see this is a Kent Cutlery, KK. German brand, probably brought in the 90s. Nice little pop there, walk and talk. Nice little snap. So both of them have good walk and talk. I haven't cleaned this knife up, and it is a little rough or opening up, but you can see the grinds are much better across there. Very thin, consistent grind on the blade. Much better. And I'm not really sure whether this knife was produced, that way, or whether, it's been bent. So, just hard to tell. Get a broken tip here, but again, consistent grinds. It's polished better. Has a swedge. The transitions are really good here. Surprising for an inexpensive knife. But you can see there's a little gouge here in the bolster. And the other thing about this, if you look at this right here, so this, you can see through here, so you do have gapping in this thing. Come on, snap in. Sorry. But what I want you to see is that divider. See how rough that is? So that's not from use. You can see it on the other side there. And what it is the divider is sitting down in between the back springs on this knife. And so when they rounded the edges on this to make them smooth, it is smooth, by the way, but that's because they sit down. And so these are the original cut lines right there that you see, because they didn't extend up far enough to be smoothed out by a grinder. Nicely polished all the way around. I think that's some polish on there. All right, so what do you think, guys? Overall, the construction is better on this knife, even though you have some issues where this was not ground properly here. That has some issues with the same thing, but it's put together with pins, which should be, so you're not going to have the problem of these scales falling off. And overall, just the build quality on this is better. Also, the finish is better. These are Delrin scales. So these are two really cheap knives. And this looks better, but I'd have to give it to the German knife because it's just built better, right? It's built better than this. You can see it's wider. Look at your blade right here. See how it's bent? So they shaved the blade so that that would bend down in between, but they still had to bend it to keep it from hitting the other blade. Just not very good construction. And that, of course, is going to weaken that blade. It's liable to break on you when you're using it. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video. I proclaim the winner as Germany. And you let me know, right, if you think the Chinese knife is better or the German knife. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a great weekend.